Popular opinion. A lot of women claim that they want a man who's emotionally mature and has his shit together until you actually get one. And then you realize that man come with discipline, standards, boundaries, limits. He don't just give in to you because you said you wanted something, and he not dealing with no smart ass mouth just because it's you. Now all of a sudden he a lying ass narcissist and he don't know how to treat a woman because he don't just give you your way all the time. He actually uses logic and discipline whenever he thinks and he moves and he acts. He's an emotional abuser because even when you summon the waterworks, he don't let you win the argument. He want to still come to some kind of conflict resolution and talk about whatever it is that y'all needed to talk about. He'll give you a second to get your emotions together and check on the side over there, and then come back and let's finish discussing whatever we were discussing, because it's a bigger problem at hand than just you crying right now. I get it, you're emotional, but he don't just let that control him in the ways that other men let that control him, because he got his shit together, remember? And until you're ready to actually communicate, leave that man where he at. Until you actually ready to listen, leave that man where he at. Until you're ready to sit down and have real adult conversations, leave that man where he at. Because let me tell you something, dealing with a man who's emotionally mature is not for the weak. I've been dealing with a man who's emotionally mature.
100%. 100%. Emotionally mature man. It'd be so funny, man. You come across so many different type of women in your lifetime, right? Some people are ready for relationships. Some people just want to hook up. Some people are emotionally mature. Some people are actually intellectual. Some people, they're just there to be there. They're looking for a trick or something. But when you find those unemotionally intelligent women, oh boy, is that a headache. I just made a video about this actually like probably a week ago or a couple of days ago, that when you find someone that is especially for the woman, when you find a woman, she's rather gonna be your headache or your peace. And a lot of these fellas, they choose to settle and to struggle in these relationships. A lot of people are stuck on that, whatever she says goes, because if I don't say nothing, then she's probably gonna throw a fit, right? Or she's gonna start crying, and I don't know how to handle that. Man, let me tell you something. Of course, we already know females are emotional. You gotta be able to know when, to kind of give in to that type of emotion, or when to actually stand on business and be like, look, this is not what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Just like she said, we might give you a little moment to collect your thoughts and your emotions and how you feeling, but like when you're dealing with someone that's actually willing to have a conversation and communicate, we're not so easy to fall for all the emotional stuff that comes with it, all the tears. Let's both sit down, let's have a logical conversation and it's not raise our tone, and it's gonna get out of character. You know what I'm saying? Man, if you are in a relationship right now and you have someone that's going through, this emotional phase of, oh, well, you just won't do this for me and you won't do this and this, and they're always complaining, they're always bringing stuff up, they're always crying, that's not who you want to deal with, because especially for a long term, again, when you're looking for a partner, you're looking for someone you can do life with, right? At the end of the day, you're looking for someone you can do life with. If that person you're doing life with is always going to give you a headache, you don't even want to be a part of that person's life. You want someone that's going to bring you peace. So being in a relationship where you can't even communicate and she's always crying and you're always falling for it, it's not going to be a healthy relationship. You know what I'm saying? And whenever you sit there and you're processing, okay, well, like, I want to have this, I have something I actually want to talk about, but I'm scared to talk about it. So I'm just not going to talk about it. I'm just going to hold it in. That's a stereotypical for men anyway, right? Don't talk about anything. Don't be too emotional. Just hold it in. Talk about it with your woman, because if you don't, you're going to be sitting there and you're going to be irritated over everything she does. You're like, man, this one thing I really need to talk about from probably a month ago, but I haven't talked about it, because if we do talk about it, then it's going to bring up this whole issue. I'm not going to be heard. You're just going to be sitting here crying, and you don't want that. So the fact that women, especially nowadays, can't handle someone that's actually emotionally mature shows that they are more likely to leave that man, even though he's a good guy. Even though he's a person that wants to sit down and talk about what the problem is, they're like, oh, I'm not used to that. I'm used to the person going back and forth at me, a person cussing at me, a person being physical with me, a person that can actually try to put me in my place, because for them that's a little bit of a turn on, right? But if you don't do it the right way and it's abusive, then that relationship is not going to work out. So what you got to learn is, what can I do to find an emotional, intelligent woman that's not going to put me in that position? And it's funny because a lot of women nowadays, they look at men, they're like, oh, well, like, all men do is shut down. All men do is close out against their women. All men do is just be quiet. That's because you're dealing with someone that isn't emotionally mature enough to handle the conversations or the problems that we may have. So what we do is that we talk to our homeboys about it. What we do is that we go to our counselors about it. What we do is that we go to our parents about it maybe. We go to other people instead of going to the girl that's supposed to be our ride or die because she's not emotionally mature yet. So what that does for us is that it closes you out of our personal life. It closes you out of what we have going on in our world. And instead we're like, well, I mean, there's nothing that she could probably do to fix it for me. So I'm just gonna fix it on my own. And if you're in a relationship, you naturally start doing things solo. So when you start going through hard times, you're sitting there and you're like, man, it would be nice to have some help, but I can't even go to my woman. That's not a position you wanna be in, big dog. I'm gonna tell you that right now. If your woman isn't emotionally mature, she's going to be a headache for you. I'm telling you right now. And there was another thing she said as well I wanted to go over because I think that is very crucial. Listen to this real quick.
A lot of women claim that they want a man who's emotionally mature and has his shit together until you actually get one. And then you realize that man come with discipline, standards, boundaries, limits. He don't just give in to you because you said you wanted something, and he not dealing with no smart ass mouth just because it's you.
Correct. So whenever she said that, you know what I'm saying? Like, whenever you're the man and you're emotionally mature and you kind of think about what is it that I need to be doing to actually grind and to work hard, it comes with that emotional discipline. It comes with that discipline overall over things that you don't want to do. It comes with knowing what you're going to put up with and setting the standard for yourself of what life looks like for you. And so whenever they come into your world and you actually have to push them to be better, they don't want that. They want to come in that everything's easy. Most of them want to come in and everything's easy. You already got your castle built. I say this all the time. You already got your castle built and she wants to come in and just be the princess, right? You've already built up the castle brick by brick. You're the king of it, right? You got your little village of rather a family or students or just whatever it is, right? You got your village of everything. And then she wants to come in and be Princess Peach. And she just wants to be looking pretty, sitting pretty, getting all the advantages of everything that she worked for. But the moment that you're like, well, look, it takes a lot to maintain this kingdom that I have going on. It takes a lot to maintain the things that I have that I'm doing on a consistent basis that require things that I don't even want to do myself. So now it's going to push you to do things that you don't want to do to elevate both of us or to elevate yourself. They don't want that. They don't want the push that's actually going to come with it. So when you find someone, again, that's emotionally mature, that's willing to be like, look, I understand what this is. This is a partnership. This is something that we're going through together. Again, we're living life together, unexpected or expected. So this is what we're going to do. And you have someone that's willing to fight through those moments. You got to make sure that you are being very aware of the woman that you're dealing with. And I ain't gonna hold you, twin. You're sitting here and you start thinking like, what can I do to find, again, what can I do to find these women? You don't find them. Here's the secret. You don't find them. You know what I'm saying? The ones that are emotionally intelligent, they're already working on themselves anyway. Those are the ones that you naturally come across. I've come across some naturally emotionally mature women when I wasn't searching for them, right? That could be that could be in a day-to-day passing. You meet them, you go out to eat, you meet them, boom, spark up a conversation. You go to the library, spark up a conversation. You go to a networking event, spark up a conversation. You're not gonna meet these emotionally mature women at the club unless they're just having a fun night out. But even then, most of the time they're not looking for something intellectual, they're not looking for something deeper, they're looking to have fun for a night, right? Whether that's a hookup or whether that's drinking and that's living in the moment and reminiscing on my young days, whatever that looks like. But you have to be able to put yourself in a position to not search for these emotionally mature women. And women naturally see the type of man that you are. They naturally see, oh yeah, he's very confident in himself. I can tell by the way he carries himself. Oh, he has a lot of work going on. He's on the phone and he has his laptop out, he looks like he's doing something, right? He looks busy, he looks productive. He looks like he has his life together because he's fit, right? The clothes that he has on, or the car that he drives, or the accessories that he has on. Like, that watch is really nice. He must do something nice for work, right? His chain looks really nice. He must do something nice to make money, right? So when you think about where are you finding these women at, because I know a lot of people are searching for relationships, especially as a man, you can't put yourself in a position to be searching. They naturally come to you, especially when you got your stuff together. So when you're dealing with these immature women, and trying to find the emotional balance, you gotta understand, you have to put yourself in a position to stand your ground and not fall for that other BS and the shit test that they give you, because they are going to give it to you. I've been tested many times. Questions that have no actual answer to them. Questions that have no meaning to them, because the girl is rather just nosy, she's curious, or she's shit testing. It's one of those three, always. And the moment that you are able to, decipher, okay, this one, she just curious. This one, she just being nosy. This one, she probably needs to know. This one, that's just a shit test. You gotta understand the type of woman that you're dealing with. So if you're dealing with someone that's not really emotionally mature, it's going to be a headache. I'm telling you that right now. I'm telling you that right now. And if you really like this girl, or maybe, let me say if you're in a relationship and you really like this girl, you guys need to try to have a conversation, especially if you're older. There's no reason that you don't have an emotional conversation when you're 30s, 20s. I understand if you're in your teens, you're in high school days, everybody's still developing who they want to become anyway. But the older that you are, you should have already gained this emotional awareness. So if you don't got that, you better be careful. And if you're not in a relationship, again, don't search for a relationship. Don't search for that perfect girl, And it can be hard sometimes, there's a lot of beautiful women out here. So you're like, oh snap, but that's the thing, it's like there's a lot of instances where you would naturally meet somebody before you just have to go out and search for them. It doesn't have to be like that all the time, you know what I'm saying? So, don't have a headache, G. Find a girl or have a girl that's gonna give you peace, and have someone that's actually gonna be able to handle the determination and the discipline that you have, as well as being emotionally aware and mature. So, that being said, that's all I got for you on this video. Follow me on Instagram, King Malone. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and that being said, I'll catch you on the next video. I'm gone.